day means to you.
Man, words can't even express the amount of gratitude that I'm walking in right now. As you guys kind of seen me walk in, I have a lot of security with me, and to be able to share this moment with my friends, my family, that's what it's all about, man. And for all the times and all the kids that I've given back to, telling memories, to be able to share these memories in this type of magnitude, to this type of capacity, is every athlete's dream. And I don't want this story to kind of be told as the story of the person who came to a school to win a national championship. I want this story to be told about every single person that deserves a second chance. I had the opportunity to speak to Coach Chiz this week, have a unbelievable relationship with the likes of Gus Malzahn, Trooper Taylor, Curtis Looper, and without those guys believing in me, there would not be a Cam Newton that you guys know today. So I'm forever grateful to the coaching staff. I'm forever grateful to the faculty and staff, but most of all, I'm forever grateful to Auburn University.
All right. We're going to start on the far right, Jason.
Cam, when you think about your time, that time at Auburn, what comes to mind for you? What's the overwhelming thought for you when you think about that time?
It's a complex kind of question, especially, a person, like, it's a lot of new faces, but when I obviously look at you, you see me when I was in high school, and to kind of have covered me or to have known of me and to see me as a potential to, or what we would say a question mark, and now having a legacy of like an exclamation point, seeing individuals like yourself and seeing the figures that have been here for a long time, to see the ups, the downs, the hard times to, root for Auburn, and then the joyous times to root for Auburn. It's a lot, you know what I'm saying? Just to see former players, the Lee Zimbas, to see the Cody Burns, to see the Neil Cottles, to see so many other guys that just kind of rushed. So that season alone just wasn't just about winning, it was about believing in the unit. And I'm just so happy that we were able to bring Auburn a national championship, and we did it.
Games like today, you played like games at Auburn. What makes this place, this atmosphere so unique and so different?
Well, I think that what everybody wants is, and that what we were able to do is use this atmosphere as an edge. And that's what the challenge will be for this team, and obviously Coach Freeze knows that. But this place is a difference maker. I've seen it for myself. I've been on sidelines where, you know when the defense is out there, and I know what it's capable of and what it can produce. Hopefully we'll be able to get to witness that tonight as well.
Cam, you talked about talking to Gene Chiswick this week. What are kind of those conversations like, nowadays, and what's some of the best advice he's giving you?
Man, I don't know the best advice, but the best opportunity was when he called me into his office to let me know that I was a starting quarterback. And having the opportunity to watch the documentary and seeing it and seeing those memories kind of come back, there was so much grace, there was so much patience, there was so much discipline inserted, that everything wasn't just a shot of adrenaline in the arm. There were times where there were cries, there was frustration, there was arguments, but nothing more important than staying steadfast to what the common goal was, and that's to bring something to Auburn that hasn't been for a long time.
Stand in the front row, right? Jim.
Yeah. Where does today, you've done everything you possibly can in football, where does today stack up with the rest of the achievements that you've had in your football career?
it's pretty cool. Getting a jersey retired, honestly, I don't think I'm old enough to really appreciate it. But to have my children here, for them to kind of see like, oh, that's daddy. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, I've said no to a lot of opportunities because I wasn't able to bring them. Every man, every parent does what they do to be able to allow their children to see them of what they've accomplished. So when we're walking around campus and when you see certain faces of excitement and joy and praise and you see your son and you see your daughter be able to witness that, it's like, yo, like y'all know him as Cam Newton. You know, some people Superman, Super Cam, but for them it's just like daddy. You know, and now it gives me a one up to be able to say, son, I done been here before. Baby, I know what discipline looks like. I didn't always do the right thing, but therefore I want you to be able to get what life can give you if you just commit to something.
Second row.
Cam, we talk about 15 years ago you came to this place not thinking that you could do what you did, but knowing that you've been able to do that, rack up all these accolades, break all these records, shatter all these records. Now to come back with your family full for have this moment. If there was a phrase or a word that encapsulated all the raw emotion right now, what would that be?
Every competitor can appreciate this, and it's not something that I read. It's not something that would require anything besides me wanting to be better than what was praised before me. When I came to Auburn, I had a simple idea. I want to be better than Bo Jackson. Simple, point blank, period. I wanted to be better than Bo. I knew how much respect that Bo Jackson garnered. I knew how much respect that Bo Jackson, you know, had while he was here. But there was something different that my challenge was. Did he win the house? Yeah, he won the house. Did he win football? Yeah, he won football games. But he didn't win a national championship. So I'm saying that to say that I'm challenging the next generation when they decide to come to Auburn, that somebody dares to say, I want to be better than Cam Newton. Yeah, he won a national championship. He didn't win 2. Hello. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the phrase that when you first said it, you know, as a 21-year-old, you know, mind of a person that didn't necessarily know, but I just had an idea to say, I just want to be better than Bo Jackson. And me thinking it, but others understanding it, that's something that I can really appreciate.
All right, Julian.
You kind of said it there in terms of be better than Bo, not just the accolades, the national championship, but the respect, the person. For these future players, fans, for your kids there, what do you hope they see and take away when they see your name and think of your name?
I'm not perfect. I'm a flawed individual, and the only thing that didn't make me different than, or that does make me, or didn't make me different, however, is I just didn't quit. I just didn't quit. You know, I had so many different people that come into my life that I would have been a fool not to learn from. Bo Jackson was an intricate person for me while I was here. Tim Jackson was an intricate person while I was here. Even along my journey, I'm reminded about Tim Tebow, right? His greatness. And, you know, when you get to a point where you kind of get a chance to just breathe and decompress, you look at the situation and you say, hey, I'm just a representation of a combination of a lot of things. And I just seized the moment with the opportunity that I had, right? And I don't believe in luck. I just don't. I just know that, you know, God put certain things on your heart and gives you opportunities, and it's going to be up to you to make the most of that opportunity. You don't get no do-overs when you're playing games like tonight. You don't get do-overs to say, oh man, I'll catch you next time. Nah. It's either when that ball is in your hands to make a play, you have to make it. And I'm just lucky to be able to say that I made the plays when it needed to happen.
We have 4 left.
Cam, today obviously being the official jersey retirement, but you're still the last guy to wear 2 at Auburn. Like, for the last 15 years, they've kept that jersey. What are your thoughts about that? Like how it's even though today's the big day, they've kept it as a special number that they haven't used since you left here.
Yeah, that don't mean a lot of people haven't asked me, right? It was a joke. But, I don't know. I appreciate that. I look back at it and he'd appreciate this. Aaron Savage was also, my lady asked me last night, she was like, yeah, I was looking at the documentary and I seen somebody else on the defensive side that had number 2 too. I was like, yep, see, you paying attention, you locked in, I like where you at, you focused. But Aaron Savage, he and I kind of shared the jersey. He unfortunately went down with an injury that year, so I took the helm, and we had our banter as he was recovering, where he would say, "What's up, 2?" and I would reply, "Hey, what's up, 2?" I guess nobody else will wear 2 after us, so yeah.
We'll stay left.
Cam, what do you remember just about facing a Kirby Smart defense? Obviously, Auburn's got a challenge tonight facing a Kirby Smart defense. Just what do you remember about that game?
Well, Kirby was in Alabama.
Yeah.
Or the other team, right? But one thing that I can appreciate as a fan is those guys, and there's not a lot of coaches that have the ability to make okay guys or okay players play good, make good players play great, and make great players play elite. And that's what Kirby has been able to do during his stint at Georgia. And you see certain flashes and flares from Coach Freeze as well too, but it still comes down to the players. I don't coach on a scale that these guys do, but I do give a lot of time back to trying to teach the game throughout the 707 wing of C1N for me. And you can have the best scheme, you can incorporate or implement as much as you think that your team can allow, but it inevitably comes down to the players making the play and taking it personal for their style of play.
You go third row in the middle. Taylor.
If you were in the locker room with this team, what would your message be to them before kickoff tonight?
Man, I got to take a page out of, one of my former coaches, Coach Bill Belichick. Man, just do your job. We don't need one guy trying to do 11 people's jobs or 10 other guys' jobs. We just need 11 guys doing one job, all right? As a defender, if your job is the A gap, it's the A gap. If somebody makes a play because he went to the B gap, man, just be happy that that person made that play. But don't try to play hero ball. These games like this, it's not about the one-handed catches. It's not about the trick plays. It's not about, missed assignments and missed opportunities. It really comes down to, typically in every game, you're going to have upwards of about 45 to 50 plus plays a game. Thinking that it's going to come down to one play, I don't think so. So everybody has to understand with the 3 phases of football, offensively, defensively, and special teams, that every 11 individuals that go out there is focused on one assignment, and they got to do it at a high level.
Jeff?
Cam, of the games that you played in this stadium, for you, is there a moment or a game that stands out?
Yes, a couple of them. But how much time y'all got? It's such a nostalgic, kind of thing. And I was looking outside. I'm like, man, it's a day to day, man. Not a cloud in the sky. Very brisk. It feels like fall. Feels like football weather, man. Not too hot, not too cold. The swag, right? I'm looking at everybody fashion. You know what I'm saying? Got the kids booing everybody with red. You know what I mean? That's what we do, right? Boo, right? Everybody locked in. So to be right here. A lot of people have said it, but I'll mention it as well too. Where else would you have rather wanted to be than right here in Jordan-Hare Stadium?
Time for 2 more. Back right.
Can you talk about Westlake and South Fulton and what influence that had in your life to get to this point where you are right now?
Yeah, just Atlanta as a whole. It has produced a lot of elite talent. And I'm just grateful to be one of the ones that have got out to be able to be a beacon of hope for the younger generation. Anytime I get, free, that's me and my boys kind of thing. Like, we want to go and watch high school football. The kids are at a level now where, hey, Dad, where's Cam Coleman? Hey, where's Austin? Hey, where's, Arnold? Like, all these, players, from seeing them playing a video game to now seeing them in real life, they want to witness that. And to have came from Atlanta, the A, College Park, you feel me? Like, it's something that will be with me for the rest of my life as a badge of honor.
Finish up back to Jack.
Cam, the Auburn family has supported you throughout your college career, well into your pro career, and even after your football playing days. Just, if you have a message to the fans and of the Auburn, what would you tell them?
Yeah, thank you. There were times where I didn't even know the magnitude of my impact. And, my angel on earth now has been Jackie LaVon Newton, my mother, and she said so many beautiful, cute stories, right? About, oh man, I was, having a situation and somebody just helped me. They didn't even know I was your son, or you was my son. It was like, yeah, but Mom, you had a bedazzled jersey with my name. Hello. But yeah, there were so many different things that makes this beautiful community of Auburn something that always will feel like home. And I remind people, I gave Auburn 365 days of enjoyment, but Auburn gave me a lifetime of appreciation. Sounds like a fair deal to me. Good.